It feels like past a certain point in life, lessons stop mattering. You learn not to overthink everything, but only after you missed your chance to confess to someone you actually liked. And that moment never repeats itself again. You learn not to explode at people who are obviously trying to provoke you, but only after your reputation already took the hit. You learn how to study, but only after you failed all your classes. You learn how to be calmer, kinder, stronger, more mature, more honest with yourself, but no one seems to appreciate it anymore. So the lesson starts to feel useless, insulting even. Like life waited until after the test was over to hand you the answer sheet. And then you don't just regret the mistake anymore, you start resenting how much you've grown. You start thinking, why did I have to learn this now? Why couldn't I have understood all of that when I could have actually used that information in my life? It really does seem like the moment you learn something profound, the opportunities to demonstrate how much you've changed just vanish. That you were too late. I'm here to tell you that you're right. You're right about it being too late. Telling you that it's never too late after you missed an opportunity to do something you genuinely wanted would be a complete blatant lie. Your crush isn't going to wait for you the way she did just because you learned to talk better after your fumble. Same goes for the math lessons and the bullies that made you spiral out in anger or fear. You're never gonna get back to those places again, no matter how many life lessons yourself, or anyone teaches you. But saying it's completely too late for anything you're gonna do would be a lie too. Saying you don't get to apply these lessons to your life at all is also incomplete. I've talked on this channel about how my dad wasn't the best parent in the world, but I remember talking to him about this, about missing my chance and only learning to do something better after I'd already messed it up. I asked him, how come I never get to apply these lessons, the lessons that I've learned in life, especially when they're so deeply ingrained in me now? How come I don't run into the moments where I can actually show how much I've grown compared to who I used to be? As if God himself chooses not to throw these situations at me anymore, just to mock how much I fumbled them the first time. And I still think about what he told me to this day. He said, you do apply those lessons actually. They're just so deeply ingrained in you now that you don't even think about applying them, even when you do. He told me that you pass through important moments all the time without noticing. You just don't register them as important anymore because you already learned from moments like that way earlier in your life. Like the crush I fumbled or the bullies I learned to handle. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized most people tend to look at the moments they messed up way more than the moments they're doing just fine. So I started forcing myself to look at the absence of missed opportunities instead of my failures. And the more I did that, the more I realized my life had gotten a lot less dramatic. There were honestly even worse bullies in my last workplace, arguably, than the ones from back in my high school. But I just didn't register them as bullies because I'd already learned how to handle people like that. Don't get me wrong though, it still sucks that the opportunities that I missed won't repeat themselves. I meant it when I said that it's too late for those. I'm not going to pretend nor tell you not to get bummed over those, because that'd be lying to you. But at least now it sucks while you're giving yourself a bit more credit, which is cool. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a pleasant day.